Heidi ho, my crafty friends. Heidi ho. I hope everyone is doing well today. This is Lori at the Ladybug Journals, and today I thought we would make the dangles that are going to hang on the outside of our book. If you saw our my previous video where we put in our little loopties there, you saw all the fun and the chaos of getting those in there. Well, I'm ready to start hanging some things. So I've got out some little things that I want to hang. And I've got everything here in my little storage box. I've got a little green plastic. It's a little flexible that I keep things in. And now I've never made dangles on camera before. So if all of a sudden I stop talking, I'm concentrating because I concentrate when I do this. So that's why. Now ribbon, I also add ribbon to these and things like that. So this is the little pad that I use. It's called the Beadsmith. And ooh, right now I've got little stickies over it, and it's sticky, and it helps the it helps things like beads and your little, see, and I've already lost my mind. These things not roll around when you're using them. So these are some of the charms that I'm going to hang off. And I'll also go back through. Now this was actually an earring that I had, and I just took them off of the earrings, and I added another set at the top, and they'll sit here so I don't lose them. And then these are just some of the little charms that I had, and this came from another little earring that I've had forever. And I just placed them on here. This came from an very old necklace from that set of jewelry that I showed you. That old set of jewelry. This came from that. And I just placed them on here. And this just came from a set of charms that I got. And I place them on here so I don't forget the ones that I want to use. And I've got one of my hairs on here. And of course that won't go on there. But my hair gets everywhere. So let's put that up there. I've got a piece of chain that has a little heart attached to it. And that might or might not go on there. I've got my glass of water. I've got a couple more charms in my charm box here. And of course I have bits and pieces of ribbon and my ribbon bag. Plus, I have other ribbon that, will get added at later times. And I'm still messing around with this little necklace, trying to decide if I want to cut it and try to hang it. And I'm just not sure if I do or not. I'm thinking I'm just going to add it, from here and let this hang. And then maybe cut it off. And then that just be the end of it. And then just go from there. But when I do, I'm going to do it over my little bowl here. And then, of course, I've got my little snowflakes that are going to get added. And I have this little thing. I think it probably came from a really old necklace because it's just really old. It'll get added. And then I have a little jump ring. That's what they're called, jump rings. And then I have a little jump ring here. So that will get added to the book. So I think we're ready. And I'm going to grab the book here. And I think everything over here is prepared. And as I add them, what I do here, and I'm actually going to adjust you here a little bit so you can see better. Because you can always adjust your own cameras. What I do is, as I add them, I add jump rings. And then I add them going down. So as I add something here, like here's a little lobster claw. So I might add this little heart to that little lobster claw. So let me scoot that over. So on that little lobster claw, I'm going to clip, and it's just whatever I'm feeling. And if I don't like something as I'm doing it, I come back and change it. You know, I might add that. And I've already got a jump ring right there that I can add something else. And I've got a jump ring right there and right there. Okay. So on this little jump ring that I don't have closed all the way, I'm going to open it back up. And I think I'm going to add my little gingerbread man. Now, I need to close this up the rest of the way properly. And I wish I had another pair. Oh, I do have another short-handled. Let me grab it here. Oops, sorry, I'm hitting the camera. Hold on a minute. Let me get it with this hand. I don't like those long-handled tweezers. That's better. All right, so now I've got that one. So on the bottom of the blue here, I think I'm going to add some of my snowflakes. So to do that, I'm going to take apart some of my snowflakes, and I'm going to add them so they hang down a little bit more. And I'm going to get them right here in the middle where we took off some of those silver ones. Right there. And I'm just going to use my cutters because I don't need all of them. Right there. And I know you're probably thinking, why don't I just open it? Well, it'd be harder for me to see to open that than to just snip it, I think. And I'm going to put that in my box. And I'm going to lay this little piece here and move this big stuff into my box. Now I need a smaller one. Let's see what size will fit through here. Well, you know what? Wait a minute. No, I want to put the lobster claw at the bottom. I want that lobster claw at the bottom. Okay, so right up here is where I took that from. So I need something that's going to go through that little piece, which it looks like maybe this one will. And if it doesn't, I can go a little bit smaller. Okay, it does good. And these jump rings that I add, I can add other things to the jump rings also. And I'll show you what I mean by that after I get the initial ones on. Because I like if I'm going to add them, I want them to be nice and full. Okay, let me get a hold of it here. So now here's this one. So that gives me a lobster claw down here at the bottom that I can add, say, a snowman to. And that's going to be the end of this length. Okay, so I'm done with that length. I don't want it any longer, but now I can add things on that chain, and I can still add things up here. So on this one, I have that chain to add things to, plus I can add things that make it longer, and I can add some more up here. So on this chain to add things down, okay, let's get yeah, my little green box is there to make sure that I don't spill these jump rings, because that has been known to happen. Okay, I want to put, if I can get it in there. And then I want my little Christmas tree. Okay, so now I have this ring that I can add more to, plus that ring I can add some to. So do you kind of see what I mean by adding to the rings? So now that ring just got a little bit longer. So I can add more up here too. So let's add up to the big ring. So to the big ring, yeah, these are the big ones. I want to add a snowflake. Okay. Oops. See? I just dropped it on the floor. Now, and I wouldn't even have to add anything to this. I could just snap it on here, but I don't want it attached to that. I want it attached to this. Okay, so I want it on here, and then I want to attach it to this. I want it up here, like that. Okay. Come back here. Whoops. Okay, where did I get this off of? Okay, this little ring is not, this little ring is too weak. Yeah, this little ring is way too weak. So let's get a stronger ring on that. Let's put a stronger ring on it. Let's use one of these twisted ones. These little twisted rings, if you see these little twisted rings, let me show you what it looks like here. I found these in Walmart, and you like making jewelry or, you know, things like this for your books, and you can find these little twisted rings. They look like this. These are the best rings ever. They're strong, and they last. I mean, they are really strong rings. Okay, come back here. Not you. Oh, it was you. It was you. There. These are really strong rings. Okay, I got it. All right, I got to turn my book here. Sorry, I'm going to be out of camera shot for a minute until I get this hooked here. Let me get a hold of it. Okay, so I'm putting it on here. Make sure I'm got it going the right direction. Here we go. Ah, shoot. All right, I gotta switch hands here. There we go. That's better. Okay, so now I've got that back on. That's back on. So now I can add another ring up here. So let's add another ring. And let's add some snowflakes. We don't have any snowflakes on that side. Okay, let's move the book out of our way. And let's see, how far down do we want our snowflakes to go? I think I'm going to take them to right about here. Right in the middle here. Wrong ones. Wonder why they weren't cutting. Okay. Get over there. There. Okay, so from here, I want this part, this little dangly part, I want it hanging from the top, like that. That way we can hang things off of it. You know what? Maybe. Let's see, how far down is that going to hang? Maybe we'll hang that at the bottom. Let's hang that down at the bottom. That way we can hang all kinds of things off of it. All right, let's see if I can get this through this bracelet. Did I leave enough on here? So whenever you're shopping, you know, in your craft stores or wherever, and you see something that you like, you know, think of it in a different way. Think outside the box. You know, I don't really know if this was a children's bracelet or a lady's bracelet. I don't know. I know I would not have worn it because I would have destroyed it. But as soon as I saw it, I thought book dangle. As soon as I saw it. Because I knew if I tried to wear it, I would have destroyed it because I'm terrible with bracelets. Okay. Okay, this one is not. This one just is trash. This one is trash. Okay, let's get another one. Let me make sure you can see it. Okay, here. Let me scooch up a little bit. I'm trying to make sure I stay where you can see me. That's why I've got this little blue mat here. Let me scoot my chair up. Come on. Okay, I'm just putting this little jump ring back on the bracelet here so I can add it back up here. There we go, just like that. Now I'm going to turn the book back around so that I can get to it. Now you can take as much time making your dangle as you want. There we go. That's better. That's better. So now we've got that so far. So now down in here, I want to add this someplace. And I still have my gingerbread people I want to add. So for those, I'm going to grab a gold one. And I'm going to add my gingerbread man in there. Oops, that's not the right side of him. Come on, gingerbread man. Cooperate with me, dude. Okay, I want to add him in here. Okay, there's my gingerbread man. Now to even my gingerbread man out on that side, I want to add his little buddy to the other side. Now, where do we want to put her? I think we're going to move her up here. Now, I'll take some of the fabric strips that we tore. There we go. Now, here's the other part of that dangle over here. So as you can see, we've got all these charms hanging here. And I still have two that I haven't added yet that I could add to the inside. Okay, so now I have fabric strips to add. Now let's get these stacked back up here so I'm not knocking them over. That was the noise you heard the other day. This was squeaking. I was trying to get it covered so I didn't knock it over. Okay. Okay, come on now. There we go. All right, so let me put my tools in here. And we're going to put that in there. Now let's lay that down. Put our little mat in there, and it has a little cover, you know, the little same clear plastic cover that goes on the top of it. I'm going to put these on the table here behind me. And, oops, my little cutter. All right, so here's what we have so far for all of our all of our little dingly dangles. Oops, here's the other one. Okay, so I'm going to pause you just for a second, and I am going to grab the torn fabric that we tore yesterday, and we're going to just add a few strips of that in there. It's this fabric here from that white, and we're going to tie some of it up here through the top and just let it hang down. So hold on just a minute. Okay, so here on my table, I know it doesn't look like a lot, but you have to remember our spine isn't that big. So what we're going to do is through those little pins is we're going to add, and there it is, that's what I was looking for, and maybe some of that little gold cord, some of the things that I used in my book. And this being the biggest, I wanted to see if this would tear. I don't think it will because of the glitter. Normally I can get it to tear. And this is just like it's a shear tool, and it's got red glittery flowers on it. It's the stuff you can get at Dollar Tree on the spool. And I can, oh, it does tear. There we go. Yeah, I wanted it to tear. And what I usually do is, if I can get it to, I'll take it through the, now normally I would take it through the top, but I am not going through the top. I'm going to go through here on this side. There we go. Oh yeah, that's plenty long, good. Okay, and on this side, I'm not going to like that glitter. I'm just going to tie a knot and just let it hang. And then I'm going to add some on this side, except I'm going to add it right here. Okay, so I just cut a notch like that, and then I just tore. That's all I did. And then I took it, and then I fed it through the bottom of the bulb, and I just tied a little knot. It, however long I wanted it, and however long I wanted the top of it. And I'm just letting it hang down. Okay. Now, this is some of the lace that I used in the top of the book. And with this, I'm going to add a jump ring. And it'll get added. The jump ring will go through one of the little holes, and then it'll get added. This is some of the fabric strips. Then it'll get tied in just like this, but it'll get tied in to one of the jump rings. So what you do is you find a jump ring, you measure the length of the fabric, and you decide, okay, so this is a lot of, I don't want all those strings for this. I make a knot, I stick through the jump ring, and then I pull it through. And all this does is it just adds a little bit of texture to my, and I'll do the same with my gold. See, all I had left of my gold was just a little piece. So for this, I might just take and up here at the top, I might just take it like this, and I might just staple it on, just like this, and just let it hang down. So I might take my little stapler, which is right here, and bring it up here, Or you can glue it if you prefer. You can glue it. Oops, I missed it. Do I have staples in it? I do, but I missed it. Okay, so I'm just going to bring it around. All right, let's see. All right, why aren't you working? Okay, well, this stapler does not want to work today. Well, I have like 7 different staplers, so let's see if one of the other staplers wants to work today. Let's see if the big guy wants to work today. I think this one's going to be too big. Okay, I know what stapler we can use. Give me 1 second. I'm going to use the little guy. Yeah, if you got the tools, use the tools. Since the little pink one didn't work, I mean, it's not a waste of money. He only cost $1.50, but still, I mean, that's $1.50. $1.50, I expect him to work. All right, so let's put this back through my jump ring. And it's probably user error. Most likely I didn't put, there we go, the staples in right. Okay. And of course I stapled it on backwards. Oh, no, I didn't. There it is. Okay. Okay, so let's put a jump ring in our lace. I'll show you how I do that. And sometimes I'll even put a jump ring in my ribbon. So for my lace, depending on where I'm going to put it, I'll put a medium to a small one. Let's see, I don't want a teeny tiny one, but I do want a small one. That's a teeny tiny one. I don't want that one. I think I want that one. That's the size I want. All right, so let's grab our tools again, because it has to be able to go around the lace. And if your jump ring's too small, it won't go around the lace. Okay, so here's the lace, and here's the jump ring. So I don't know if I'm going to be able to get it to go through one of those holes to hold on to the lace without coming through. So let's try it and see. I might have to get a bigger jump ring, which, you know, if we do, we do. Okay. All right, where's the... There it is. No, it's not. Where is it here? I can't see where this is supposed to open. All right, let's get another one. Usually I can see them very easily. Right, like right there's that one. It's right there. You can see where it's been cut. See, right there. But these, not so easy. Right there. Okay, so now we have to figure out, all right, so I want to fold this down because I don't want that to tear. Let's see if we can get this through here. Okay, so here's what I'm doing. I'm just working it through the holes on the lace. That's all I'm doing. You just have to hold your lace still. and work the edge of the jump ring through the hole. And the lace will fight you. It'll wiggle around. You just have to, there. Okay, so now it's through the lace. Oops. The good thing is it doesn't come off as easily as it does on a charm. So now you just need to decide where you want to put it. And on this one, I want to put it over here on this side. Come here. And I want to put it right here. Like this. Just like this. And then you twist this closed. Okay, come on. There we go. Almost got just a little bit closer. Right there. Okay, so now I have the lace on here I want. I have that over here, and I have a piece of fabric on this side. So on this side, what do I want? Now, I am going to trim this because it's too long. When I sit it on my shelf, this will drag, and it'll pull like that. I don't like mine going past here because sitting on my shelf, I don't want it to drag. So now over here, I'll add the ribbon to this side. So to add ribbon, I use a hole punch, and I hole punch through, and then I add the jump ring. So here's the one I use. It's teeny tiny like that. Can you see that? And it doesn't have a marking to tell me the size of it. I mean, it's smaller than 3/16. I mean, smaller than 1/8, but it does not say the size on it. So I don't know the size. But again, so I'm going to put my ribbon under it. And it's a fabric ribbon. And I'm going to punch my hole. Okay. Now, as long as I keep it lined up, I'm in good shape. Because once I lose it, I'm in trouble. Now for this one, I'm going to need a bigger one. Because this is thicker. This won't work. I think this one will work. Oh no, I just moved it. Oh, darn. All right, well, let's start with the back. Okay, well, let's start with the back. And we will find it in the front. Or I tell you what, I can see the front better. So let's start with the front. Oh my goodness. See, it's already torn through the front. So let's go on and trim it in the back. Oh, gracious. Yeah, this is why I hold on to it. So we're going to go on and just put it in the front, and then we'll put some glue on it, on the edge. So we're going to put this on it. Close it up. And then I'm going to put some glue across there. So let me trim this edge off a little bit more. And I'm going to put a dot of glue. I'm just going to run some glue right here across the edge of the ribbon. Just like we do when we're, putting it in our books to keep it from, to keep it from fraying. And I'm just going to run that across the top, just like that. That'll keep the ribbon from fraying. And I'm going to have to do it when I cut the bottom of it too. Okay. Now, that jump ring is going to go on this side. And it can go anywhere on this side that I want it to go. I just have to decide where and how much. And I don't want a long piece. I just want a piece of it. So the glue that's left on my finger, I'm just going to tap it across the bottom to keep it from fraying. There we go. And now I can put this. Let's take this. And let's add it into this one. Oops, I missed it. Come back here. Actually, I think I want to add it into that lobster claw. Let's do that. Let's hook it into this lobster claw here. We'll just add it right in here to the back of the lobster claw. Just like that. So now we've got it right there. Now I need to trim it again. Okay, so I need to trim it some more. Because I made it longer, didn't I? But that's all right. So I need a tiff more glue on my finger. Just a tiff. Let's get a little bit here. Now, if you want your, ribbon to, to fray, then of course don't do this. Let it go on and fray. But I don't want this ribbon to fray out. There we go. Okay. Now, I also have some of the lace that I used in the book. And I would do the same thing with it. I would add, I'd add a jump ring and I would add it in. And I would just let it hang down. This is just remnants of the lace that I used. I keep all the scraps. And I would just add little jump rings. And I'd probably do them as a little cluster. Because the little pieces are so small, I would just do them as a little cluster. Probably put it right through there. And then add them someplace and just let them hang down. And I'll show you what I mean. So I'm just going to take this little jump ring right here. Just like this. And I'm going to put it right through both pieces. I'm just sliding it right through both pieces. Just like that. Now I'm actually going to add another jump ring. Okay, I'm going to have 2 jump rings on this. This one is holding it together. And I'm just using my fingers. This one is just so thin that I'm just using my fingers for it. Except this one I'm holding it still. Okay, so this one is just holding it still. Now I'm going to add another one to attach it wherever I wanted to attach it. Okay. So this one, I'm going to take this one and I'm going to attach it. Maybe I need to get this stuff undone here. I'm going to put it on here. And I'm just going to swing it up here. There. Okay. Here we go. Now, if I get it up on the bookcase, let me get it all in here. Let me get it hanging down, and then I'll show you. Let me get it all hanging down, as it's all wampadoodled. So if I get it up on the bookcase and then I decide I want some more, I can still add some more. So here it is. Here's our finished one. Let me turn everybody around and let me lift you up so you can see it better. Hold on. There you go. Heidi-ho. So here's the finished one. It's got all kinds of charms in it, and it's got all kinds of, I don't even know if you can see it. I don't know how people do that. Oh, here, let me lay it out here. Yikes. There. Let me lay it out here for you. It's got all kinds of charms. It's got all kinds of little bits of ribbons and lace. There's all the charms that we did in there. Okay, so these were the two pieces that we needed to trim right here. There we go. So those are now trimmed. Here's all the charms. And they're all just kind of mingling in with the ribbons and lace. Right there. And I really like it. And I want to thank you all for joining me today as we created our Altered Books dangle. I had so much fun with this little Christmas book. This is the first Christmas altered book I've done. And it was a lot of fun. And I really appreciate you all joining me here at the craft table. It's always so much fun to have friends at the craft table and doing things with friends. So I hope that you all created one with me, and that you all, here, let me see if this gives you a better view. There, I hope that gives you all a better view. Here, let me stand up and see. Let me bring you down here and see. There. Does that give you guys a better view? It should. There you go. How's that? Is that better? There you go. I think that should be better. I want to thank you all for joining me. It's so nice having you guys at the craft table with me. I really do enjoy it, and I do appreciate all your kindness and your fun remarks and your questions and everything that you do with me. It's a lot of fun having you here with me, and I really am glad that you do come visit me. And I hope that you had fun today, and I hope that you're creating a book with me, and that you do give it a try and create a dangle of your own. Just use what you have. You don't have to have the same thing I do. Never do you do. Let's cut off some strings here. They're getting all twisted up. There we go. This is probably the one time you don't want a lot of threads, because they will get tangled up in your dangles. Your these things, your little I've already forgot what they're called, you guys. Because they will get caught up in all of this stuff that you've got hanging, and then you will have a mess. So if you can keep those, if you can cut those off, you know, and not have a lot of them going in, then you're going to be in good shape, because you don't want those tied around your those things. So that's why I'm cutting some of those off. You know, normally I love them, but I don't want them tied around that, especially coming off of this stuff. And I may regret putting that in there, and I may end up taking it out. There. There we go. Yeah, if it, you know, if it keeps shedding like it is, I may end up taking it out. There's our little gingerbread girl up there. Our snowflake. There's the ones we started with. There's our snowflakes up there. There's our trees. And I use these because I love charm bracelets. So, and we still have enough room hanging here. We can add some more. And we have all this on the with the snowflakes that we can add some more. Plus, we could hang some off here and off of there. So there's always room to add more. Think of it as a stationary charm bracelet. If you like charm bracelets or you've never had one, now's your chance. You can create your own personalized charm bracelet, and nobody can tell you, oh, you can't do that. Of course you can. You can do anything you want to do. It's your book, so you can do anything you want to do. So thank you again. I do appreciate it. Don't forget to leave me a comment, like the video, thumbs up right here, thumbs up. They're always appreciated. And then come back and see me again in our next video, where we'll be starting our new project. And it probably won't be until toward the end of the week. We have a guest coming into town, so there won't be a video up until maybe the end of the week, so I can spend time with my guest. So until I see you again in my next video, ta-ta for now.